If you love the idea of adding vitamins to your skincare products, then today we're making vitamin C, citrus, and sage. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can join us for each of our soap making recipes. And if you want the full recipe for this project, you can print it at thermalmermaid.com. This soap design features a round circular orange packed with vitamin C. And in order to keep our bars square, we're going to set it in a frame of white and sage leaves. This design is made to match the fragrance oil from Nature's Garden, Sage and Citrus. This recipe is for a 3-pound mold, which will give us 11 bars at about 5.5 ounces apiece. We're going to make this in 2 batches. First we'll make the oranges, which are the main part of the recipe, and this will consist of 2 pounds of oils for this part. Here we'll carefully mix our lye water solution until the crystals completely dissolve, and we'll set this aside to cool until the temperature drops to within 20 degrees of our oils. Next, it's time to melt our hard oils and combine them with the soft oils. We also want the oils to be room temperature when we're ready to mix it with the lye water solution. Once the oils are mixed, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vitamin C powder directly into my oil base, and I'm going to blend this down well. Now, many people are warned away from adding vitamin C powder or absorbic acid to soap because they learn that as soon as the lye is added, the lye will eat at whatever vitamin you've added, and then you'll be left with no vitamin and some of your lye neutralized, messing up the recipe. So let's take a look at what really happens. Absorbic acid and sodium hydroxide make sodium ascorbate in soap. Both the absorbic acid, the vitamin C powder, and sodium ascorbate are considered to be vitamin C. Now, this isn't typically used in soap because 10 grams of absorbic acid neutralizes 2 grams of sodium hydroxide. So when adding the vitamin C this way, you want to keep it at or below 1% of the recipe. Adding too much will in fact neutralize too much lye, and you'll end up with much more of a super fat in your recipe than you planned on. Now, putting food and vitamins in skincare products has typically been understood to be a novelty. Your body doesn't actually absorb vitamin C through soap as effectively as it does if you ingest it. However, recently vitamin C has been added to skincare products for anti-aging promotion, and studies show that using it topically does absorb into the skin. Additionally, vitamin C is used to absorb some chemical odors. You'll find this ingredient in swimming soaps and shampoos because it'll pull the chlorine smell away from your skin after swimming. Vitamin C in your skincare products are used in both over-the-counter products and also medicinal pharmaceuticals. Health benefits also include reducing the appearance of brown spots and other types of sun damage. It helps boost healthy collagen production. It can reduce inflammation and irritation. It can also fade post-breakout red marks by improving the skin's natural healing response. It helps create scar tissue and ligaments that your skin can repair itself, and it brightens and tightens your skin. Here I have 6 silicone soap molds. These molds hold about 6 ounces of soap, so we'll pour the entire 2 pounds. These were about $1 a piece at Walmart. And you don't have to use the same molds to get the oranges into your bar. Just make sure that your circles are about 3 inches in diameter. So any 3-inch circular mold will do. If you don't have any molds like this, then pour your soap about 2 inches deep into a small container and then use a cookie cutter to press circles after the soap has firmed up enough to do that. Now, once I've finished pouring these, we're going to set these aside for about 6 to 8 hours, and then we'll come back and make the rest. 12 hours later, we're going to make the remaining part of our recipe. Now, this is the same recipe, only cut in half to 1 pound of soap. We're mixing the lye water solution and oils together at room temperature and then splitting the batch in half. This pound of soap will also get an additional 1/2 ounce of sage and citrus fragrance oil. The manufacturer reports this fragrance oil as accelerating the soap lightly, and you'll see this happen in this batch in just a moment. There's no reporting of discoloration or ricing with this fragrance oil. As soon as I add the fragrance, the trace is thickening quickly, and I want to get this soap back together in a color pattern before it's so thick that I have to spoon it in. So I'm going to layer the colors together in one container first before I pour it into the mold. This is often a helpful way to get your swirls or color layers together if you have to face a moving acceleration. Now it's time to unmold the orange soap and set them aside and have them ready to be placed into the mold. But first we'll pour the 1 pound batch into the bottom of the mold. Now it's only been a minute since I mixed in the fragrance, and you can see how thick it is as it pours. Now I'm going to give this just enough time to firm up so that when we place our orange pieces in sideways, that they'll hold them in place the right way. It's also worth mentioning that my silicone molds were 3 inches, so our orange pieces are 3 inches, and the loaf mold itself is about 3.5, 3.25 inches. So the walls on the outside of the loaf mold keep bowing out, and this is simply solved by placing it back into its basket casing while we're waiting for the soap to firm up. So while I'm working with it and getting the top texture exactly how I like it, we're going to set this aside and allow for it to harden for 24 hours, and we'll come back and cut it up so you can see what's inside. And here we have our sage and citrus vitamin C oranges, and each one is framed in a little decoration of sage leaves to make the bars nice and square. And here are our final photos about 24 hours after we've cut the loaf. Remember, if you've enjoyed watching us make this soap, make sure to like and subscribe to our videos so you can catch future recipes as we post them. And if you'd like to print out the recipe and have the step-by-step instructions available so you can make this at home, come on over and visit us at thermalmermaid.com and join our learning library. We'll be waiting to see you there.